there's another Pugliese player from Minnesota, Albert.
Oh, okay. We're live. Okay. Good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are live as of about 17 seconds ago for tonight's Wyoming area Warriors versus MEYERS Mohawks. Final scheduled regular season game between these two opponents. So we'll do a couple seconds of final prep, and we'll be with you in a couple of minutes just to do a pregame review with my partner Carl Zielinski back this week. And give us about a minute, we'll be back and we'll give you a preview of what we expect to see tonight. Thanks.
Senior number 75, Ryan Fay. And a tackle junior number 57, Josh Jones. On the tackle senior number 71, Michael Orban. Wide receiver senior number 5, Reese Petronik. Another wide receiver senior number 11, Nais. Also wide receiver senior number 4, Tyler Allen. And another wide receiver senior number 22, Darian Tyson. Running back senior number 15, Kevin Sawyer. Hitting quarterback senior number 8, Haley Sweeney. Ours is coached by Jeff Lava. Another starting lineup for the Warriors. At center, sophomore number 51, Bryce Hinkle. At guard, senior number 75, Cameron Carr. Another guard, senior number 58, Michael Amato. And tackle, senior number 76, Anthony Wojtkowski. The other tackle, senior number 54, Patrick Nelson. Tight end, junior number 11, Derek Ambrosino. Chaz. Wide receiver, junior number 6,
hey, buddy.
Ryan Williams. Other wide receiver, senior number 7, Dimitri DePietro. And fullback, junior number 43, Dylan Williams. Running back, junior number 23, Rory Crocker. And a quarterback, junior number 9, Dominic Luca. Warriors are coached by Randy Spencer.
Okay, now that the player intros are over, we'll start up. It's about 6:52. Oh, we won't start up. We will observe the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So our national anthem every week, we have a different student that sings the national anthem, and that's always nice. And every one of them seems to do a great job. So usually the team's on the field for the national anthem, but with senior intros, they need a little more time in the locker room So they'll be coming out shortly. This is a little more finicky, this one, because it's not hard on them, but it's okay. I think we'll be okay. So we have the 6-0 Warriors against the 4-2 Myers Mohawks. Last week we were able to do the game at Lake Lehman. It was a very good game. Lake Lehman did some nice things, as you would expect with their athletes, but over the course of 4 quarters, this team was just too strong for them. And big kids made big plays in the second half. Dominic DeLuca had a couple of interceptions. Dimitri DePietro had a big sack. Kids did what they had to do. The first 3 games we kind of got spoiled. The games were over by halftime or before halftime. So you figure maybe every game would go like that. Every game is not going to go like that. There's some quality teams in this league. And the teams, we had Nanacoke came in. They played well at times, but the final was 35-7. GAR was 7-7. The final was 41-7. Lake Lehman, like I said, they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be tough for somebody in the playoffs. The final was 29-7. So the point is, over the course of 4 games, our kids are making the plays they have to do. That's why they're 6-0, and that's why they're undefeated heading into this game against Myers Mohawks this evening. So I know you did a little bit of research on Myers. You have a couple observations, and I'd like you to share them with our fans tonight.
Yes, Frank. Like we talked about in our pre-meeting, almost a mirror image. Myers comes in here tonight looking exactly like a Warrior. They're a running team with a little bit of pass. They run by committee, and I think one of their strong points just might be that running game. But they haven't seen a Warrior defense.
No, that's going to be a test.
That's what's going to stymie them tonight.
That's going to be interesting to see the first offensive series or 2, how they faced up against that defense, which really has not been allowing much running yardage at all. Now, the big guy from Lake Lehman last week, Matt Kurtz, he had a couple nice series against the Warriors, but in between the 20s. I don't know if they have that bigger back. They have some speed backs, so we'll see how that plays out. But, Myers always has some tremendous athletes, guys that you have to mark on the field and know where they're at all times. And it's going to be interesting. I think they're a team that's increasing in confidence and a dangerous team to play in the 7th game of the season. You mentioned the passing game. Last week they played Susquehanna. They had as many passing yards in that game as they had the first 5 games total. So that could be an aspect of their game that's really coming on, and we'll have to watch. You definitely, if you're going to beat the Warriors, you need to have a 2-dimensional offense. They're not going to be able to do it with one aspect, running or passing. So I know they'll have to put it up in the air at times tonight, and we'll see how they fare out. So I think it's going to be a great game, and it's a little bittersweet. It is the last regular season scheduled game between these 2 storied programs, as the Myers Mohawks will be part of the Wilkes-Barre merger next year when they all become one, Coughlin, GAR, and Myers, and it'll be the Wilkes-Barre Wolfpack, I believe, was announced yesterday. But, you lose a little bit of that small school football. We've had some great battles against the Myers Mohawks over the years. I was reading John Urza, the great sports writer for the Times Leader, and he said 32 times they've come to play. Warriors have a 24-8 edge, which was a little surprising, but I'll bet in all of those games the average margin of victory was probably 14 points or less. There's been a lot of 14-6 games, a lot of 21-14 games between these 2 squads. So it's sad to see another opponent. They're not leaving us, but they won't be the Myers Mohawks anymore. So it's definitely bittersweet as a lifelong Wyoming Valley Conference football fan. We're just going to enjoy this night, and glad to have them here. I think it's going to be a great contest. So the Warriors won the toss, and as they do, they're going to receive. So the Warriors, as is their custom, they're gathered for some on-field prayer, instruction. Coach Spencer gets the troops in, the seniors, lay a hand on the underclassmen, and they get mentally prepared for battle. And we had 16, 17 seniors tonight for senior night. That's always an emotional night. So I'm sure coaches say, hey, let's calm down. Let's be ready to play from the get-go. This team is going to be excited coming in here, try to get up on us. Let's not make any mental mistakes. Let's have our wits about us, and let's have a good start. So especially senior night, like I said, is an emotional night. You're out there with mom and dad. Got to give credit to any young man who makes the commitment to this program, especially like a 6-year commitment. Some of these guys, just 5 short years ago, they were little guys, 7th grade, 7th, 8th grade team. They were playing for crowds of dozens, you know, and in a short period of time, they were up here on the varsity and playing a significant role. And, and even every year you have a few seniors that really get their first bit of significant playing time as seniors, and that's very gratifying as a fan to know, hey, those kids put that time into that program, and now they're finally getting their due. They're finally getting some playing time and becoming an integral part of this team. So senior night is always a big night for any program. Anytime you have a program of our size, you get 16, 17 seniors, that's a great thing. You like to be 20, but we've been down to, like last year we had a great group of seniors, only 10 or 11.
Right.
You can't have that numerous years and sustain the program. So that's a nice thing to see with the 16, 17 Warriors on senior night tonight here against the Meyers Mohawks. So a lot of speed on that Mohawks team, no doubt about it. And we'll see offensively what the Warriors try to set up to counter that. Here's a kick, and it is down the middle. It's going to come down at about the 25 and bounce, and it'll be taken up by, I think that's Leo Harris on the right side. He didn't have a lot of time.
Not a lot of time to pick that
because
up.
it kind of just died there at the 25, and he only had a split second to pick that up before Myers' tackler was down there. And that's where the Warriors will start shop their first possession of this game and be at the 25-yard, their own 25-yard line. So DeLuca has the play. He has the troops in. Coming out of that I formation as they have most of the season. Got Brian Williams split to the near side here. Looks like Corey Maruck and maybe Dylan Williams as the fullback. DeLuca takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Maruck over the right side. He cuts back over the middle. He's got some room. And he is up to the 35 and close to a first down. So it looked like it was designed to go over right guard, maybe the B gap, and he cut it back over the middle, and he's got enough for a first down. So first down carry on first down 10 yards, and the Warriors are at the 35-yard line.
Frank, a quick jump slant there in that hole.
Jump slant, yeah. So attack in the middle of that Mohawks line right away. So now Maruck is going to be split to the far side. Dominic DeLuca's got a single setback. He's got Dylan Williams, and he's going to give it. No, he's going to fake it to Zaquay Williams, and he's going to come around the left, and he's got some room. He's up to the 45 and midfield and beyond before he's finally brought down by number 4 from Myers,
Jose Rivera. So a fake to Williamson coming from the left side, from the far side, and Dominic was the keeper on the left side, and he got 15, about 18 yards. So 2 carries, 2 first downs for the Warriors as they're going right at the Mohawks early in the contest. That's our bread and butter, Frank.
Dimitri DePietro will split right, and Brian Williams left. They still got that I formation with Maruck and Williams. DeLuca takes the snap. He'll give it to Maruck over the center again, and he skips.
Great composure.
Did a little stutter step there.
Great composure.
And kept his balance and picked up another 4 yards after initial contact. He down at the Myers 42, about a 5-yard carry. We'll call it 2nd and 5.
Frank, he was tripped up there by number 75, Ryan Maffei.
So we're early in the first quarter here, and DeLuca's got Williams and Maruck set to either side. He's in the pistol formation. He takes the snap, and he does give it to Corey Maruck on the right side. He's got back over the middle, and he's down to about the 10-yard line for about a 32-yard carry. Nicely designed play there as DeLuca had setbacks on either side. Gave it to Maruck on the right side. So we're seeing some things that we haven't seen all season, some plays, and that's what I was looking for. You know, you get 7 games into the season, and teams are obviously looking at your lineups, your trends, and your plays, and if you don't have something a little different for them, it can be difficult sometimes. So it's nice to see a little different look here. So first down at the, just outside the 10. They could get a first down inside the 1, it looks like. DeLuca will give it to Maruck on almost the same play over the right tackle. And I think they have a size advantage or a blocking advantage on that right side because they've been going over that side early. So that's about a 4-yard carry, bring up 2nd and 6. Carl, how much time we got? first quarter.
We're looking at 9:59.
9:59. So quick 2 minutes and move the ball from our own 25, and now we are at about the 7-yard line. We'll call it second and a short 6. Dimitri DePietro will split to the far side. Brian Williams on the near side. Ruck and Williams in the I formation. DeLuca takes the snap. He gives it to Ruck over the left side, and he's pushing, pulling, and he's in. He walks in for a touchdown. 7-yard touchdown over the left side of the line that time. And the Warriors take a 6-0 lead with 9:33 left in the first quarter. So all on the ground, all behind the big guys, and the Warriors lead 6-0 early. So making a statement there with the running game and with the line. And the Warriors take a 6-0 lead on the strength of a Corey Maruck 7-yard kick. F.J. Buccini is on to kick. Snap and the kick, and it's good by a lot. And it's 7-0 Warriors with 9:33 left in the first quarter. So he couldn't ask it for anything more than that drive. I think it was all Maruck and
Frank, I'd like to get the
Dominic DeLuca, yeah.
To Wykowski and Nelson.
Good.
They're the two big linemen there.
That's what I need you for, definitely, to see who's making those blocks, because I'm looking at the skill guys. But if you see Pat Nelson and Matt Wykowski making those blocks, awesome. So,
and also on the end over there, Mr. Ambrosino.
Derek Ambrosino, they've been solid all year. So nice start for the Warrior offense, and they lead 7-0. Always good to have a lead at home to protect. And really looked easy. I mean, 2 first downs.
They made it look really easy.
2 first downs on the first 2 plays, and then the keeper for Dominic DeLuca for about 18 yards, and another big carry by. I don't think we had. I think we had 1 second down in the whole drive. No third downs.
That's it.
So a very impressive drive by the green and gold to start out here on senior night. So who's some of the guys we got back there for Myers, if you can get a look? 15, 25, 21.
We got Kevin DeSoy.
Kevin DeSoy, he's one of the big
sure
guys.
That we have.
Okay, that's a squib, and that comes to the 20. It's taken by the center back, and he is up the middle. He's got a little bit of room, and he's got a nice run back, and he bounces off a couple of Warriors, and he's past the 40.
He's a big boy.
So that, as we said, they have some skilled athletes, and that was a nice return. And they'll have nice field position to start their first possession.
Right, they have a 2-headed monster back there. It's Tyson and DeSoy.
And Petronic for a little bit too.
Petronic, yes.
So as was explained to me, a lot of times most teams have their best guys back to kick, and really those kicks are not missing short. That's their design, to go to the 25 or 30 and miss those up back or those deep guys and keep it away from them. So he'll call for the ball, take a snap, and he'll hand it around the right side, and there's no room.
No room there, Frank.
As Wykowski's in there. Cameron Carr, Corey Maruck in there.
And Mr. Brasini.
Actually, F.J. Buccini from his linebacker spot, so actually a loss there. It'll be 2nd and 11 with 9:07 left in the first quarter. So who is the QB there for? Is that number 8? Number 8 taking the snaps?
Yes, that's Taylor Sweeney.
Okay. Swinney. Okay. And he's got receiver split to the near and far side. He's got an H-back here, and he's got a single setback with him. He'll send number 5 in motion and give it to him around the left end. And he's got a little bit of room before he's turned inside. He bounces off a few Warriors, and he's going to be close to a first down before Derek Ambrosino and Dimitri DePietro bring him down. So
right, that's Petronic running that ball there.
Nice play on 2nd down and gets the first down. So first down carry of about 11 yards for Petronic, and the Myers Mohawks have their first down of the contest. Just beyond midfield at the Warrior 49. So Swinney is the quarterback, right?
Swinney's the quarterback, yes.
Okay. He's in that pistol formation. He'll take the snap. He'll send a player in motion, turn, and give up the middle to number 15 over the left side. Makes a nice little move, and he's going to have about a 4 or 5 yard carry before Dominic DeLuca, Derek Ambrosino will him up.
Frank, that was DeSoy. Number 15.
DeSoy on the carry. Number 15, okay.
Frank, I'm looking for Nazir Donnell out there, and I just don't see that number 7.
Yeah, he's got, I don't know if he's hurt or we'll keep an eye for him. We'll have alerts piled up. So 2nd and 5 for Myers. There's 7:33 left 7:51 left in this first quarter, and the Warriors lead 7-0. Swinney calls for the ball, and he'll give the ball on right side, number 22. And that's Darius Tyson, one of their skill athletes. Leo Harris was over there. Cameron Carr had nice penetration. So saw that coming. Stayed in their lanes, and that's actually a loss on the play of about 2 yards. Call it a 3rd and 7 at the Warrior 45. So nice diagnosis of the play by the Warrior defense there, and they put the Mohawks in a 3rd and long situation. Swinney back out. He's got number 14 split to the near side here. Tyler Yellen calls for the snap, and he is looking to his left immediately to number 5, and somebody came up and read that very quickly. Is that Leo Harris? That looks like Leo Harris.
Yes. Marek Harris. Frank, that was Reese Petronic again.
Reese Petronic trying to get the ball in his hands. So Leo Harris, the freshman who's been playing a lot more defensively, and we saw him in some receiver sets last week, saw that play, and he got up and tackled his man one-on-one. He had a little bit of help at the end, but he slowed him enough. Actually lost 4 or 5 yards there, and it's 4th and 12 inside their 50, and Myers will give the ball back to the Warriors.
Frank, the Warriors will get the ball back with 6 minutes and 24 seconds.
Here's the kick. Harris takes it at the 15 after the reach. He's going to come around the left side. He's going to follow Brian Williams for his run. He's got a lot of room, and he's down the left sideline to the 40, the 50. He's looking to break it back towards the middle, and he'll be run out of bounds there, but a 40-yard return for Leo Harris. And we hate to see that laundry down after a big return like that.
It was a good block, Frank, but...
So maybe coming back. Harris kind of had to reach behind him, so he didn't really field it cleanly out, cleanly out of the air. But once he did, he looked up and plotted his course of action. He has good eyes, good vision too. I mean, he didn't get that ball where he necessarily a perfect position, but as soon as he did, he looked and saw where he was going to go, and he made a nice return on the left sideline. But that's coming back. That's for naught, and they'll start the ball. So I give Brian Williams a lot of credit on that too, because Brian kind of just said, "Hey, get behind me, and I'll lead you." And he made a nice block and led him up the left sideline. So nice looking play, but unfortunately all for naught. So second offensive possession for the Warriors. DeLuca's got Maruk and Williams alongside him again. He'll take the snap. He fakes, and he's under pressure, and he's going to roll to his left and make some room out of it. And he'll get about a 4 or 5 yard carry when he could have been sacked very easily. There was some good pressure up the middle by the Mohawks.
By Najee Hood and Michael Horvath.
Okay. So I'm not sure what the play was intended to be, but very quickly he didn't have any options other than to try and run it out himself, and he did very well to get 4 yards. They'll call that 2nd and 6. 6:02 left in the first quarter. The Warriors lead 7-0. DeLuca directly under center, and he'll give to Maruk over the right side now, and he does well to keep his balance and get about 3 or 4 yards past the 30, right at the 30. Bring up a short 3rd and 2. So Maruk over the right side again, as we've seen 4 or 5 times in this game. Jacob Mikolajczyk will check in. Dimitri DePietro is being kept on the field. Brian Williams comes off on this 3rd and short situation. Mikolajczyk might be in there for another blocker on that left side alongside Pat Nelson. So we'll look on that left side. And the kid is over the left side to Maruk, and he's got the first down. He's still pushing, and he carries people up to the 39. As he has done numerous times this year. You're not gonna stop his progress, and he's not gonna fall down.
No.
If you're lucky enough to get face up on him, you're looking for help to bring him down, and if you don't get it, he's pushing you. And that was a great 3rd down carry and 1st down conversion by Corey Maruk.
That's a wrestler's mentality up there, Frank.
You got it. So as we said, it was right over Pat Nelson and Jacob Mikolajczyk, the 2 seniors. DeLuca in the pistol, and he'll fake, and now he's looking, and he gets out of a jumping sack attempt before numbers just converge on him. And number 6, we'll give him credit for the sack for Myers.
Frank, that's Corey Brown.
Corey Brown, and we're going to lose.
Ryan Judge.
That's going to be a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15. So, again, DeLuca really had no time to set up. He had a leaping sack attempt by one of the Mohawks. Got under that. But after that, it was just a case of numbers where there was 3 or 4 Mohawks in the backfield and just not enough protection around him. And he will take a 5-yard sack. 2nd and 15. And now the give is over the right side to Murak, and he's low. Oh, he lost the ball. I think the Warriors may have got it back.
They recovered, Frank.
So Corey took the ball over the right side. All of a sudden, he looked up, the ball wasn't there, and I think
And that's recovered by Mr. Wykoski.
Matt Wykoski showing heads up. Like you said, he had the interception last week, and he has a huge fumble recovery here to let the Warriors retain possession.
Frank, for a lineman, he has great presence.
That's what you got to have. So Corey looked surprised. Somebody stripped him there. So Myers always has opportunistic kids, and somebody wants to strip the ball there. It's going to be 3rd and 13 now. You've got Williams and DePietro split to the far side here. Sort of like offset, unbalanced, and DeLuca will roll to his right before he has Derek Ambrosino out of his bubble screen, and he's got some room to go, and he'll take it from the 38 inside Myers territory to the 46.
Into the Myers 40.
Okay,
First down.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Nice catch and run by the junior tight end, number 11, Derek Ambrosino, and it winds up in a first down. So, nice design there by the Warriors. I think they tried to counter that pass rush, which has been pretty good. And they said, hey, let's get a screen off here. Let's try to take advantage of that aggressive pass rush. And it worked on 3rd down for the conversion.
Frank,
DeLuca takes the snap himself, and it looks like maybe a miscommunication there as he collided with one of the Warrior backs and just had to try to advance the ball as far as he can. 2nd and 12. So a couple really nice plays and a couple plays where it seems like there might be a little confusion there. I think they're trying to introduce some new things to this offense.
I think so,
And when you do that, there's always a risk, of course, but some big plays early on. But after that one, it's going to be a 2nd and 12 with 2:30 left in this fast-moving first quarter, and the Warriors lead 7-0.
Frank, I just want to say I saw Brian Williams wide open across the middle twice.
You just got to get time to throw to him. So the give to Leo Harris now, and he is spinning and running and
He's close to a first
shows
down.
a lot of patience in waiting for that hole to develop, and he got to the next level, and he's got a first down. So he's got speed, but what he showed there was just tremendous patience, letting that hole develop and letting his blockers get on their men, and over the left side, he's got a first down carry for almost 11 yards there, and the Warriors are at the Mohawks 35 now. Williams is split to the far side, DePietro to the near side. DeLuca takes the snap. He's going to give to Corey Murak, and there's not a lot there. Myers did a nice job that time of getting some penetration on that line. 52 comes up. It looks like he might have had part of that tackle. And it'll be a 2nd and 9 for the
Kevin
Warriors. Kevin Caskey. 1:37 left in the first quarter. And the Warriors lead 7-0. Dominic's got the play. Checks back in. 2nd and 9 at the Mohawks 34-yard line. Keeps Dylan Williams back there maybe for some pass protection. Corey Murak and Brian Williams are split to the far side. He sends Quay Williamson in motion, and now he's going to roll to his left and look for a wide open. He's got it at the 10, and you walk in for the 2nd touchdown of the night.
Very nice. Frank.
On a 34-yard pass from Dominic DeLuca. I think they might have taken something out of Lake Lehman's playbook from last year, because they had Zaquay Williamson on the edge. They ran a fake to him. Dominic rolled to his left to get away from that. There was no break. That was good pass blocking that time. And Derek Ambrosino was just wide open, caught the ball near the 10-yard line, and walked in for the 2nd Warrior touchdown. 14-0 Warriors. F.J. Buccini is on for the extra point again.
Frank, the difference in that play was Dylan Williams was in the backfield for protection. The big guy.
Made that adjustment. So like there's encroachment on the Mohawks. Hey, let's give a shout out to, looks like Blaze Solcash-Minnick has taken over the snapping duties for Steven since he was injured last week. And he's doing a really nice job, yeah. Because that timing is so important with these special teams.
There's no stutter in that kick.
As a freshman, to come in at that important a position and start to do this kind of work is just a tremendous lift for this team and this special teams, which has been so great. I call them the X Factor, and they're going to be the X Factor going into the final 3 or 4 games of the season and into postseason. Yeah. Okay. So with the encroachment, Coach Spencer wants to try to get up by 15 on this team, and the give is to Corey Morocco on the left side. He's got it.
Minute 5 seconds.
And very quickly, we've got a 15-0 lead against the quality opponent, the Myers Mohawks. There's 1:05 left in the first quarter. So, one of the notes that I made, and one of the things I was looking at, and not that I'm, you get 6 games in, and obviously you have a history of success, and teams are watching you now. What do they like to do? What do they feel that they're successful in doing? What can we try to take away? So that's the point of the season. I think all coaching staffs are saying, hey, if we've been successful, we want to continue to do those things, but we have to introduce some new things too that other teams haven't seen, so they can't key on us. And I think we've seen that tonight with a lot of the misdirection, the unbalanced. And it was Coach Joe Gibbs from the Redskins. He said a thinking defense is a slow defense.
That's right.
So when you're giving that defense more and more to think about, obviously they're a little slow on reaction. Now, one thing we saw, we want to get a little better at against the pass rush. But Myers has some quick kids off the edge, and I think they're going to get that against most teams. But all in all, just really great to see some new plays introduced, some new formations, and they're having a lot of success tonight. And to be up 15-0 against a quality opponent like that,
Frank,
it's looking good.
A single adjustment opened the game.
Keeping Dylan Williams back there, to keep Dominic clean. So here's the kick by FJ, and it will come down at the 30, and it bounces through.
That's on Darian Tyson.
And 22 is going to pick it up, and he is going to be hemmed in there.
The Warriors collapse.
Inside the 10, so that's bad news for the Myers Mohawks as they try to crawl back into this game, and they're going to start inside their 10 with this next possession.
Frank just talking about feeding the defense. How about that?
Yeah, heading towards the east end zone. And, as was explained to me, that's the design of this kicking game. They don't want to, that back line, that's all your skill guys.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put the ball in their hands because they're home run hitters. And even if they hit a home run 1 out of every 10 times, you got a touchdown against you. So that's designed to hit at about the 25-20. FJ's doing a great job this year.
Right,
and it did skip by the Mohawk receiver, and they got pinned down inside the 10. So looks like Swinney will give the ball over to the left side, and he's got some room there.
Frank, that's Nazir Donnell.
Nazir Donnell is finally making an appearance, number 7. And you can tell he's got some quickness. So now that defense has got to spread out a little bit and respect the speed of that Mohawks offense. And that's a nice 7 or 8 yard carry on first down up to, looks about maybe the 16, 17 yard line. And it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Myers Mohawks. And they know they need a good series here. They want to give the ball back. Obviously, they want to score, but they don't want to give the ball back to Wyoming area in good field position, down 2 scores. Swinney calls for the snap, and here's a give over the left side immediately. He's got a little room before Anthony Scalzo is there. Looks like Matt Wajkowski was there again.
Frank, they're trying to get that ball in the hands of Nazir Donnell again.
That's going to be a first down carry. 23 yard line. And they might wind this clock. I don't know if we'll get another play off. Yeah. We will not. And that'll be the end of the first quarter with the score of Wyoming area 15-0 over the Myers Mohawks. Nope. Now they're running it down. Oh, there's under a minute. I'm sorry. I missed that totally. So number 22 around the left side, and there's a flag thrown, and Wajkowski's tackles him on the edge there. Now there's 15 and a half seconds.
Right, that's Darian Tyson.
Darian Tyson. So if there are any ophthalmologists that want to advertise with us, obviously I misread the clock, and we'll do some kind of exchange there for some advertising, so I can get a new pair of glasses. as we head into the home stretch. But now there's, right?
We'll
Check me.
we'll have to call on our friend Salek.
15 and a half seconds left in the first quarter. Warriors lead 15-0. That was Darian Tyson.
You know, I looked at it too, Frank, when you said that.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this called?
Illegal procedure.
Okay. Illegal procedure. Illegal procedure.
So that'll give, looks like a spot foul, and that'll give Myers a 1st and 17. They need to get to about the 29-yard line for their second first down of this possession. Again, with those white uniforms and the numbers, sometimes hard to pick up, and I think that's going to be
That's
the end of the first quarter. Yeah, both teams will come off, and we'll switch sides of the field. Warriors lead 15-0 at the end of the first quarter. They took the opening drive, and it was all on the ground. A couple of different design plays than we've seen this season. A little misdirection, little fakes. And Corey Maroc had the bulk of that before he had a 7-yard touchdown over the left side. Good interior line blocking on that series. Then Myers had a little bit of a drive. Punted back to us, and after a penalty, I think we started at about the 25-yard line. A couple of runs again, and the big plays there were 2 receptions by Derek Ambrosino. One on 3rd and 12, I think, for third down conversion. He had about 18 yards, and then he had about a 25-yard reception where Dominic DeLuca faked the ball to, I believe it was Zaquay Williamson, rolled to his left, and Derek Ambrosino was wide open inside the 10, and he walked in. And after an encroachment penalty, the Warriors attempted 2 points, and that's where we stand, 15-0 at the end of the first quarter. So, good work by the Warrior offense, and good work by the defense. The only maybe fly in the ointment is pass protection. So we'll see how that progresses as the game goes on.
Frank, I read where Myers may have wanted to spread the Warriors out. They're trying to take that.
Yep. They've got receivers split to the top and left. And Swinney, I think he's got an H-back and back there with him. And he'll turn and give it to the left, Donnell over the left side. Derek Ambrosino was in there quickly, and he slowed his progress enough that Dimitri DePietro could penetrate. And that's actually going to be a loss there. Or a short game, because they had 1st and 17. He might have got a yard there. He might have crawled up to the 20-yard line there. So that speed around the left edge. Now they're going to mark that at the 18. Call it 2nd and 16. So that speed around the left edge, and Derek Ambrosino had contained, and he did his job. And he got past that line of scrimmage and slowed Donnell down just enough for Dimitri DePietro to come up and make the play. Swinney will take the direct snap, and he rolls to his right. He is looking to pass, and looks like it was tipped there by either Cameron Carr or J.P. Gashai, and F.J. Bacchini was waiting there for it, and look, it came down a little in front. F.J. was ready to scoop and score on that, but it came down low. So somebody got a piece of that. Must have been Cameron Carr, because he's 6'11", so he gets a piece of most things. And that's going to force Myers into a 3rd and long. 11:48 left in the second quarter.
Frank, Mr. Scalzo's checked right back in at nose guard position.
That's good to see. He's been a solid performer for the Warriors all year. Swinney will, and he might have drawn somebody off. Or no, their Warriors are
right tackle. I think he jumped.
Okay.
Right tackle jumped, number 57.
Okay.
Exactly.
So just as Warriors are giving us some different offensive looks, we might be giving that offense some different defensive looks.
They're shaking up that
and guys are, especially as they're maybe looking like a stunt or a blitz, and guys are calling out on that line and trying to get prepared. And sometimes you do pull up, and that'll make it a 3rd and about 21 now.
11:48 left in the second quarter, Frank.
As they'll mark the ball at about the 12-yard line. Swinney will take the snap. He is looking to pass, and he's got some pressure, but he's going to throw it deep. And
nice play.
Leo Harris got up.
In between 2 Myers players.
Yeah, that was a nice.
He played receiver there.
That was a nice throw, and he had 2 receivers in the vicinity, but Leo Harris just timed it perfectly and got up to its highest point and knocked the ball away. So excellent defensive coverage.
You can't coach that.
No, you can't. That's
pure talent.
instinct and athleticism, and he just made a tremendous defensive play. Give Swinney a lot of credit. He put it on the numbers, and there was, like I said,
nice spiral.
there was 2 guys in the vicinity, and they just couldn't come down with it after the great play by Harris. So Myers' punter is going to be just inside his goal line here.
I think this Haley Swinney punting.
Take the snap, and it's a little bit end over end. It's going to bounce at the 45, and Brian Williams will just let it roll out of bounds at midfield.
Frank, I stand corrected. The kicker is David Casper.
David Casper, so a nice punt there from his own end zone. Always dangerous. The snap was a little slow in getting back there.
Is that clock right?
I don't know. I think they've had some mistakes on that clock. 11:34 left in the half.
Is that bothering you, Dan? Okay. I gotta eat it because of my eyes.
As the Warriors
I can see.
move to the east, towards the east end zone. Dimitri DePietro will be split here to the left, Brian Williams to the right. Williams and Maruck in that I formation. Luka takes a snap. He gives it to Maruck around the left side, and he cuts it back toward the middle, and to the right, and he's inside the 30, inside the 20, still going! Oh, he will! Still! 52-yard touchdown run on as pretty a run as you'll see. Changed direction a couple of times.
Perfect block.
Never got knocked off stride. He got contact 2 or 3 times, but of course he's just so strong. If that's all you're getting, if somebody doesn't have their arms around you, a kid that strong is going to keep moving, and that's what he did for 52 yards and the 3rd Warrior score of the evening. 20
That's pure thunder coming away with the ball.
Great carry. Great to watch. Good blocking. F.J. Buccini on again. And here's the kick, and it's up.
It's good.
It's good, and the Warriors lead 22-0 early in the second quarter. So if you ask Coach Spencer, hey, where do you want to be with 11 minutes left in the second quarter against this team? And you said, hey, how about we give you 22-0? I think he'd say, hey, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Exactly where he wants to be.
I'll take that. And now
we talked about trying to get some explosion like this.
And now what you do is obviously Myers can't. They're not going to go away from whatever they plan to do offensively, but they've got to have first downs. They've got to keep possession, and they can't. Like I said, they're not going to be able to be one-dimensional.
Right.
But if they continue to get in those 3rd and long situations, this pass defense of the Warriors has just been opportunistic in terms of sacks and interceptions, and that's going to be a tough road to go to try and come back.
Frank, they got their 3 big guns back. It's Reese Petronic, Kevin DeSoy, and Darren Tyson to receive the kick.
And we'll see where FJ tries to direct this kick.
Soy and Tyson need to line.
Well, the Mohawks on their heels a little bit, obviously. And the kick from FJ, and it hits down at the 20. And it's picked up by, I think, DeSoy there along the left side. And he's coming back up the middle, number 22. And he's up to the 36, so a big, strong kid for
Frank, that's Tyson.
That's Tyson for the Warriors. And as he did with that, I believe it was the first kickoff return, scouted out a spot, came up the middle, and got some good yardage. And he'll give the Mohawks some decent field position there at the, looks like they'll mark it at the 38-yard line.
Frank, a host of tacklers, but I'd like to give a senior that doesn't play much a shout-out, William Sabatelli.
He's been a solid performer on special teams all year, number 99. I've seen him on a number of tackles. So, yeah, definitely, let's give him credit. We got number 14 split to the near side here for Myers. Swinney checks back and gives his the back that's with him a little bit of direction. He's in, takes a short snap, and he around the right side, a little flicker play from 22.
Oh, play by Harris.
Oh, wow. So another great defensive play. The Mohawk receiver did get behind the defense on the trickery, and it was a nicely delivered pass by, is that Tyson, right?
That was Tyson again.
And Leo Harris just did everything he could, and again, got farther up in the air than you think a young man that tall would be able to get. So he's got some tremendous vertical skills there, and he just tipped it away. He's made 2 highlight reel defensive plays in the backfield. Oh boy, that
5'9", 145.
that was a heck of a play.
He's playing like he's 6'1".
To take away a well-designed play from Myers that could have been gone for a big first down. Sweeney looking right again. Cameron Carr is on him immediately, and he just tries to get it away before Cameron could swallow him. Again, Cameron Carr from his left side, as he has done a number of times this year, it almost seems like he's unblocked. He's just that quick.
He's stunted.
He's that quick that if he gets a step, if he can get his feet even with the linemen before they raise up, there's nobody that's going to be able to backtrack and block him. And he was in Sweeney's face, and Sweeney did well just to get rid of it for the incompletion. And as we talked about, Myers Mohawks got a third and long, and they tried to fight their way out of this as Dante Bavani checks in as one of the ends there. And they're coming for him. Sweeney takes a straight drop. He's looking down the right sideline, and
Nice catch.
not sure.
I think he's
Out of
bounds.
bounds. That's number 11, is that?
I think it was number 18, Giovanni Martinez.
Okay. But another pass.
Right?
Yeah, 11. That's what I got.
That's Najee's Hood.
Okay, Najee's Hood. But again, a nice pass. He had a little bit of time there to get rid of it, and the receiver's route took him too close to the sideline, and by the time he was able to haul it in, he was out of bounds. But showed a nice arm. I got to give that Myers quarterback credit. Unfortunately, it's incomplete, and they're going to have to turn the ball over to the Warriors, who lead 22-0 with 10:54 left in the half. Standing at his own 25, the snap bounces, and he does get away a nice punt, and it's going to be taken by Brian Williams at his own 25. He breaks back over the left. Now he's looking towards the middle, but he's hemmed in.
Nice move.
And now he breaks over. Break towards the middle and down the right sideline again, trying to come through Mohawks, but he will take it inside Mohawk territory to the Myers 44.
Frank, he changed directions 3 times.
Oh my gosh, it was hard to. You knew he was going somewhere, and you knew he had an idea of where he was going, but he went a long way to get almost 30 yards from where he took that. A great return by the senior. So special teams coming up big again, and giving the Warriors a nice short field here with a 22-0 lead.
The beauty of it is, Frank, his blockers stayed with him.
Bryce Hinkle, as he has been since Steven Solcash-Minnick got hurt, he is the center. The snap is to DeLuca, and Corey Marotte takes it over the left side. This time, not as much room to run. Looks like number 6 for Myers. Give him credit on the tackle.
Frank, he's been on a lot of tackles, Frank.
So where is he? Linebacker? Yeah, it looks like he sets up as a linebacker.
Defensive
Keep an eye on
back,
him.
Frank.
Lucas got the
listed
play.
as DB.
9:44 left in the half. 22-0 Warriors. DeLuca under center. He's got Williams and Maruck in that I formation. He is going to roll to his left and look the pass, and he's got number 6 open by Williams, and he gets it inside the 20 and takes it down to about the 11-yard line. So well placed, and I think Brian just had to reach back for it just a little bit, and I think that slowed him up a little, but still a great play.
Frankie was well covered, but the ball was only where he could catch it.
37-yard pass play.
Jose Rivera was on his shoelaces, but couldn't stop it.
From DeLuca to Williams, that connection has been so effective this year, and it is again. He was open behind the defense, and it gives the Warriors a first down at the Myers 14-yard line. They lead 22-0, and there's 9:14 left in the half. Here's the give to Mark over the middle, and he's going to be inside the 10. I'll give him about 3 or 4 yards on that carry. Bring up a 2nd and 7.
Frank, 8:47 to play in the second quarter.
I can see it here. So my buddy Harry Hicks says I have to stop getting excited. So I'm going to dial it. I'm going to dial it down.
Frank, you know the commentary is perfect.
He's
Sorry,
right.
Harry.
He's right. I'm excited. So we've got. I got to keep my decibels down a little bit. So we got
Maybe that's what he meant.
Williams and DePietro split to the left, and here's a fake play action. DeLuca. Oh, it's intercepted.
In the end zone.
A nice
There's a block in the back too.
And that's
Three
Tyson.
flags.
Yeah, some of that might come back, but that was a nicely read play by Darius Tyson from Myers. Ambrosino was open, but Tyson just had enough speed to spot or lock his eyes on Dominic DeLuca, follow the flight of that ball, and made a touchdown-saving interception in the end zone. Brought it back to the 20, but there looks like it might come back a little bit. Yeah, blocking the back. But regardless, it's a turnover, and it's a big one for Myers as the Warriors were on the verge of going up by 4 scores. So I like that. My buddy was telling me, "Hey, keep it down. I can't be so loud. You're gonna wake up the dog. The dog is probably sleeping under the
You know what, Frank?
TV."
It's 22-0. 8 minutes left in the second quarter. You got to be excited.
Matt B says we just need a better mic. Well, we are a low budget operation here, Matt, but we're doing what we.
Here we go.
So Myers will start the ball after the penalty is taken off from the 7-yard line. He sends Tyson in motion, and he's got Donnell over the right side, and he's got a few yards. F.J. Buccini will wrestle him down there, as well as Dominic DeLuca, but he gets up to the 10-yard line. Maybe a 3 or 4 yard carry. 2nd and 7. We see the younger Wykowski brother. Thomas. He's checking in as Anthony Scalzo checks out, so trying to get a little more size maybe on that line. Slow things down in the middle for Myers. Got number 11 split to the left here for Myers. Number 14 split to the far side. Swinney's showing a nice arm tonight. He just hasn't been able to connect. He sends a man in motion, and he will get the ball around left end. And I think that's Tyson. It is number 22.
That's yes, Darian Tyson.
He's
stopped by Wykowski, and
he'll be at the 13-yard line. Be about 3rd and 5. I think he's got over 500 yards carries this year.
yes,
He's probably their most versatile.
bread and butter
Yeah, he's
player.
probably their most versatile athlete. He's got some good receiving yards, some good yards on the ground.
yeah, total yards, Frank. He's coming in. He's coming well over 5.
So big 3rd down inside their own 20. And Swinney will have Donnell back there as a single setback with him. He's got 2 receivers split to the far side and 2 to the near side, and he's looking very quickly for number 5, Dimitri DePietro.
Very
is
nice.
going to slip that out, and
You played
actually
that well, Frank.
that's going to be a loss of 7 yards there on 3rd and 8, and caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage and was immediately congratulated for the catch
That's right.
by number 7, Dimitri DePietro.
DePietro.
Unfortunately, that congratulations came with a significant loss of yardage, and it's going to be 4th and a country mile for the Monarchs,
607.
or a country hectare.
Country hectare.
And the Myers punter will set up in his own end zone. 6 minutes left in the half, and they trail. And the ball is over his head, and that's going to be a safety. That's out of the end zone. That'll give the Warriors another 2 points, and that's unfortunate. 24-0 lead, and they'll get the ball back on a free kick.
Free kick.
So when things don't go right, it kind of becomes like dominoes, and everybody starts to press a little bit, especially when you're down 3 scores to an undefeated team.
Undefeated.
And those kind of things happen. Anytime you see your punter in an end zone, as a coach, as a fan, you kind of hold your breath because there's so many things that could go wrong. And snap was just a little high, went over the punter's head.
You have to almost
they get 2
think, Frank,
points.
that it's predetermined, but I don't want to be the first to say that.
So this is the point of the game. Coach Labat's got to settle the troops a little bit and say, hey, we need a positive stop here. We cannot let this team get another score before we get on the board. So he's challenging his defensive leaders, his veterans, you know, to come up big against the war. I know we haven't punted tonight.
No, we haven't.
And I don't think we've turned the ball over. So every
Just
possession.
one time, Frank, we have one turnover.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, the interception, right? Just on the previous set of downs. You're right.
But right now,
so
right
every
now
possession
we're-
prior to that was a score. So it looks like number 5 is Quay Williamson. Brian Williams will take a spot in the middle, and Leo Harris standing just inside their 40. And I guess they get to tee it up from the 20. I haven't seen a
safety
in a
yet.
while. No, yeah. So I don't know if this is a rule change or maybe this was always the rule. Just don't see it all that often. So he kicked from the 20, and it's over in or take it at the Quay Williams will take it at the 35. He's going to look around left side. Brian Williams has a nice block.
He's got a block.
That almost sprung him over the left side, but he gets a few yards up to the Warriors 42, where the Warriors will begin possession, up 24-0. And
5:41.
5:41 left in the first half.
Frank, he was brought down there by Corey Brown. He's becoming a household name here.
42. First and Warriors.
So Bryce Hinkle out. He'll be over the ball. DeLuca under center with that same I formation. Got two receivers split to the near side, and he will drop back and roll to his right. And he's looking for Dimitri. DePietro's wide open at the 45. He makes a move, gets past his man, and gets inside the 40, down to the 34-yard line. So Dimitri DePietro found a nice soft spot in that secondary, sat down, and DeLuca had enough time to deliver to him a nice strike at the 40-yard line, and he carries it, makes a nice move on the first defender, and he gets it to the Mohawk 35-yard line.
Frank, he burned Darian Tyson, but he was eventually brought down by Corey Brown.
5:22 left in the half. Williams split to the near side. DePietro at the top. And here's the give to Ruck over Matt Wysocki. Breaks it back toward the middle. And big number 75 for Warriors, for the Mohawks there.
That's Ryan Maffei.
Ryan Maffei was there to bring him down for about a 2-yard gain. That's a Myers name. I think his dad might have played quarterback for Myers. Maybe Gene Maffei. I don't know, but Maffei is Myers' name. Got some genealogy there.
There's also a
2nd and 8 for the Warriors. DeLuca takes the snap. He'll give to Leo Harrison on the left side now, and he makes most of what he had over Jaron Pullet Moran, number 62. Another senior lineman, been doing a real good job for the Warriors. Another 2 yards. Call it 3rd and a short 6 for the Warriors. 4:20 left, and they lead 24-0.
Frank, what I was trying to say there was District Justice Maffei.
Oh, okay, right.
I don't know if there's any relation, but
nice to see Michael Amato back at. He looks like he's like left tackle. He was out for a couple games. That's a big return to this Warrior offense. DeLuca will turn, and it's play action, and he's looking for Dimitri DePietro down the right sideline. And he's going to catch it, I think, but he's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, he's carried out of bounds.
Frank, I got to tell you, Dominic's not afraid to put that ball in coverage.
Well, he's confident in his arm. He's confident that he can place it where it needs to be placed.
Dimitri was covered, but he put it right on the money.
Dimitri's been running some nice routes. You know, obviously, Brian Williams is going to probably draw everybody's best defender in pass coverage. Dimitri DePietro has been working his way up to be that. Yeah, he's been working his way up to be another effective option. And these last few games, run some nice routes, showing some nice hands, and giving that Warriors another threat in the air. So 4th and 5, the Warriors are going to go for it at the Myers 30. He's got DePietro and Williams split to the far side. And he will take the ball, and it's a pitch left to Corbin Rook, and he's going to have the first down and more. And he might score as he cuts it back, and he will score. 31-yard touchdown play, pitch left. Got enough for the first down, and after he got past that first level, he was spotting the 2 or 3 guys that were remaining and just cut it back towards the middle and the right and took it in for a 30-yard touchdown pass, 30-yard touchdown run. That's what it looked like. Dominic looked like he could either keep it or pitch it, and when he saw a little pressure, he pitched left. And we haven't seen that a whole lot from the Warriors. So again, they're introducing some new aspects to their offense. Is this Willie Cranston? in from Route
She's
81.
here. She's fine. She's here.
So Leah Cranston in from Route 81 from her soccer game gives the Warriors their 31st point of the game, and they lead the Myers Mohawks 31-0. So went for it on 4th down and just trying to get enough for a first down off the left edge there. Having that junior quarterback read the defense. Can you get enough on your own? If not, you've got Corey Maruck that you can pitch it to. That's what he decided to do. Got the first down, and then to me, Corey Maruck is like that heavyweight boxer that's always looking for that knockout punch. So he's not happy enough just to chance he's going to put you down.
Right.
And the way he puts you down is he gets it into the end zone.
He doesn't want to he wants to do it.
He's our heavyweight, fullback, hybrid, whatever you want to call him, score master. Hey, what's up?
Now you get the second and third string in there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Good. How are you? So FJ Buccini will line it up from the 40-yard line. And it's 31-0 Warriors. And so this is a surprise. Obviously, Myers has been playing. Yeah, it's a nice surprise. Yeah.
Between this and Lima will be the toughest.
Yep. So we're rolling on some confidence now. FJ kicks it down on the right side. It's another one. It's hard to handle. Number 15, he takes that to 20, Kevin DeSoy, and he's going to break it back over the center and right, and he'll be brought down by William Sabatelli again. Number 99 for the Warriors. So,
he wants to be there, Frank.
Those plays, the way FJ gets those kicks, they're hard to handle.
Yeah.
And then that coverage kind of breaks down, and everybody's improvising. But William Sabatelli did a great job of tracking down the ball carrier and just getting on his back. And DeSoy is an excellent skilled athlete. He's got some nice yards for the Mohawks this year, and he doesn't let him get past the 26-yard line.
Right, as a matter of fact, DeSoy's coming in with 380 on the ground.
31-0 Warriors lead. Swinney sends number 5 in motion. He'll give it over the right side to Tyson. He is wrapped up
That was
very
DeSoy,
quickly.
Frank.
DeSoy,
DeSoy.
FJ Buccini in there. Thomas Wojtkowski, number 71. There's 3:21 left in this half. Warriors lead 31-0.
Loss of 1 yard to the 45, second and 11.
Frank, I'm trying to make out if that's Gashai over on the
JP?
far left. Playing next to Derek Ambrosino.
I don't think it is. That's Dante Bavani, number 50.
Dante Bavani.
And Derek Ambrosino is on the
I
left
wanted to
end.
make sure he got credit.
So Myers trying to work something out, trying to get on the board here before the half ends to get some positive momentum going into the second half. Swinney will send Tyson in motion over the right side, and he got a little bit of a step before Corey Maruck was on him.
Down.
5 yard, maybe a 5 yard carry. So trying to get their quick athletes on the edge against this Warrior defense, but they're so disciplined, I'll say, from their spots, and
They stay home.
they stay home really
They stay
well.
home.
Tough to, even though you try to spread them out, it's tough to get a lot of yardage against a disciplined defense that's aggressive in pursuit. And now Swinney's got 2 receivers split to the left. He's got a single setback with him. It's 3rd and 6. He'll call for the ball, and he is looking to his left, and he's got number 11 there for the first down.
That's Najee's Hood.
Eugene Hood, and they are up to the 44-yard line. So a nice first down for Myers Mohawks there. Nicely thrown ball, and that Hood, he's got to be 6'2". Is that listed on that roster?
Let's see, he's 6'2", 190.
Okay, so he took a spot in that Warrior secondary, had his face to the quarterback, and got up at a nice high spot.
Just got a bit of information.
Swinney put the ball in a place where only he could catch it.
Hazleton is up on Berwick, 14.
Oh, wow.
In the second quarter.
Wow.
Berwick had that tough game against Valley View last week, and now
That's
Hazleton's up
Sparky
on
up
him.
there.
Swinney is looking quickly over the right to Tyson,
Very nice tackle.
and that's Corey Maruck again. So you're not going to fool Corey Maruck too much. So you better put a man on him if you can, or 2 men, maybe 2 men might be a better option. And that is a loss. Just trying to get their athletes out in space, and just like I said, against a disciplined defense, it's very difficult. 2nd and 14 for Myers. Now the clock is working against them. 105. They're going to have to go to the air if they're going to have any, or some kind of trick play that goes for a long amount of yards. If they're going to have any hope of scoring here before half ends. So when he takes a snap, he almost draws them off. He might have drawn off the Warriors there.
Yeah, we have an encroachment penalty, Phil.
Okay, and so the beauty of that is now he gets that yardage back, and now he's second and less than 10. But first downs is not really a concern here. There's 1 minute left in the half, and got to dial something up and have one of your skill kids try to take it to the house to get some points on that scoreboard.
Frank, we have Petronic and Yellen here, wide right, wide left.
Swinney, the pass, he's
That's where
looking
he's
to his
going.
left, and he is deep over the left side.
Oh, almost intercepted by Harris.
Leo Harris came over the top. Again, Myers receivers ran nice routes. The pass was delivered very nicely, but just excellent pass coverage there. Oh, he caught it. Okay.
Got it. I thought Harris.
So he did catch it, and then Harris came over the top of it. So give credit to Myers. I'm not sure who came down with
That
that.
was Darian Tyson.
Darren Tyson. Okay. So doing what you would expect them to do. And I'm very impressed with this Myers quarterback. When he has
Yeah.
the time, he's delivering a nice
He could
ball.
carve you up, Frank.
So definitely they'll need to do more of that in the second half. But Warriors, knowing that they do it,
Adjustment
we'll
now.
see what kind of time he has to throw. But he certainly has enough arm, and he looks like he has some nice receivers to throw to. As we said, Leo Harris has made 2 highlight reel defensive plays in this first half, where they could have had a score or kept possession for a little longer.
He's having a great game back
He
there,
is.
Frank. I'm
Yes.
very impressed with this young man.
And like you said, you can coach him up so much, but a lot of it is instinct.
That's all talent.
Instinct and just being athletic enough to get to the highest point
That's right.
and wait till that last second or get over there.
Mr. D and Mr.
What's
C.
going on, brother? Good to see you.
He's gonna.
Hey, we have
He brought the big guy.
special guests in the press box here. Mark Anthony Minichello on break from Penn University, and Kyle Musto on break from Kutztown. I said Kutztown. Okay. So Swinney straight drop, and he is looking over the left sideline, and
Rossini.
Tyson got a hand on it before it batted down. Almost looked like he was playing defense there. He just, I don't think he expected the ball, and that's incomplete. We got 29 seconds left here. So what do you think about this Warrior effort so far?
The Warriors are looking
They
good.
are looking good.
It's a good time to be a
Yeah,
Warrior.
yeah. Well, we moved down this year, so we play some teams that we haven't seen in a while. Last time we played Myers was 2013, but Myers is 4-2 coming into this game.
Yeah, I heard this was supposed to be the big competition, so.
But it's been all green and gold. So we don't know as much football as you. We don't know a tenth as much football as you. So you tell us what you see defensively here.
I wouldn't say that. I think
Swinney rolls to his right, and Dimitri DePietro's in on him, and he gets it away. Oh, and it's almost a nice catch there by Hood.
DeLuca.
DeLuca had decent coverage. What kind of pass coverage was that?
for 3.
Cover 3. And what's the design of cover 3 intended to do?
Don't let them get deep.
Okay, and that's what you do with only about 30 seconds left in the half. We want to keep them off the scoreboard. So
Prevent Mark.
Cameron Carr
Pretty much.
has been doing a great job from his defensive end, and you played with him last year on defense. You know what a freakish athletic talent he is, and he's just been having a great year. But all around, Leo Harris, the freshman tonight, I don't know if you saw him, he made 2 highlight reel defensive plays from his left cornerback spot. Dimitri DePietro, hits as hard as anybody in the league. We got a real nice defense here for the Warriors. Swinney will take the ball, and he will roll to his right, and he's set upon by F.J. Bacchini before he escapes, but he's not going to escape. Number 75, Cameron Carr, tackle in the backfield. And Myers will take a timeout. There's 14 seconds left, and they're going to have 4th and long. They're going to go for it, obviously.
Shot.
So college life, what's the biggest adjustment?
Reading.
Reading. Hundreds and hundreds of pages per week, right? You say the same thing?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't like to read,
Don't go to
well, I'm not going to college. I'm not going back to college. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's definitely a big difference for the kids. And every professor thinks you're the only class that they have, right? Okay? All right, so some things haven't changed in 114 years since I've been in college, but so how do you keep getting taller after college? What kind of what are you on?
I don't know. I'm in
Are you?
expert later,
I
guys.
think
Man, we needed that back 2 years, 3 years ago.
I think there's some kale and oregano on
That's
the
right. I think
fresh oregano on the salad bar at Kutztown. So when you hit halftime, we do a quick interview with you and let you go be back with your friends. And we're going to put the mic on you so everybody can hear you. So Swinny, they got time maybe for 1 or 2 plays, right?
Frank the
All
Kid's doing
deep.
a great job.
He's going to air it out here. And he straight drop, and he's looking down the left sideline. He's got Hood
got a
deep.
receiver
And he's got him in stride.
He didn't get in there.
And he's going to be
He's out at the 1.
at the 1. So the
Brought on by one.
6'2" Myers receiver making a play for his team.
Frank.
And when you got a player with that kind of size and that kind of speed, all you can do is just kind of run with him and hope you get up, get your head around and maybe knock it away. But he's made some nice catches tonight, and he didn't make a bigger one than that. With 8 seconds left in the half, trying to get his team on the scoreboard before they head into the locker room. So it'll be another time. Take their time out for the Warriors, as Coach Spencer, I'm sure, wants to make sure that he has his best 11 personnel on the field. You know, where are they at, the 2? Well, the 1?
They're at the 1.
You're at the 1 yard line.
I
So
would be at the half.
you can do a lot of things. You almost have time for 2 plays here with 8 seconds. I don't know. Do they have another first down or another timeout?
No, they're out of time.
So Myers is out of timeouts. So you really, if you run something, it's got to go in, right? Or you're going to lose the clock. So maybe they look for somebody off the edge. Maybe they roll him out and see what he has. And,
That's his best
and
option.
take him. I haven't seen him run a lot tonight. I haven't seen Swinney run a lot tonight.
Right.
But maybe this is the point of the game where they say, hey, you're going to roll, and if it's not there, we got to have you hit the pylon. What do you think? What would you call?
I'd call a rollout.
Call a rollout?
He is a running quarterback, Frank. Not many yards, but
Yeah, play action pass. Get the quarterback to the pylon.
Kyle calls a play action pass. Okay.
Get the quarterback rolling to the pylon.
that all sounds good. But he's going to run in. He's going to run into.
I'm going to call Statue of Liberty to the biggest offensive lineman that Myers has. I'll probably be wrong, but that's all right. It's fun to guess.
I think we might see Kevin DeSoy up the middle.
So Swinney in that pistol with a single setback. I think that's DeSoy alongside him. He'll take the snap, and he is looking, and he loses control of the ball. He was looking to run it,
That's going to be it, Frank.
and they will not get in. They won't score. Yeah.
That's good
Oh,
defense, Frank.
you got a timeout?
He was out of timeouts, Frank.
Okay.
Unless the clock is wrong. Clock said 0.
It's 2.
Well, it looks like they might have put 2 seconds back on the clock. So they must have known that they had that.
Frank, the ball was dead when he hit the ground.
Yeah. They must.
He was on a knee.
Oh, okay, right.
He was on his knee.
So they must have known they had 2 plays to work with. They really haven't sent their quarterback on any kind of runs this year, but I think they thought, hey, we got 1 yard. We'll try and get behind our center guard, our best center guard combination, and get some points on the board. So they do have 1 more play.
He was also co-sponsored by the Secretary team from Edmonton Family and Cosmetic Dentistry.
Hey, this is where that young man Hood,
Najee's Hood.
G's Hood, he's 6'2".
He was covered by Segoy Williams.
Run him in the corner and say, hey, I'm going to put it where only you can get it. Right?
5'7",
Yeah.
all 5'6" of them.
He's got we've got a very talented defensive backfield, but he's obviously
5'7".
he's got a size advantage. Hood has a size advantage over any of our defenders.
Well, here we go, Frank. This is all or
So
nothing.
this is it for the half.
He actually lost a yard, Frank, by fumbling.
He did, yeah. So this will be the final play of the half. Yeah. So when he
It's a
takes a snap,
rollout,
he's
Frank.
rolling right,
Mr. Carr on his
and
back.
he is looking for number 22, Tyson.
Oh, nice tackle.
Oh, that was a good open field tackle. Who's that? Dominic DeLuca.
Dominic DeLuca.
So strength against, got their quick receiver out on the edge. DeLuca makes the touchdown saving tackle, and the Warriors preserve the shutout for the first half at least, and we'll be 31-0 at halftime. So now is time when we have our interview. Can you put it on some Mark? Just put it on your lapel. Carl, I want you in here too.
Okay.
So you just put it on selfie mode.
I don't think anybody has yet.
We're good?
They sent it up here. A gentleman found it, brought it up here. It's like this big with the zipper. It's a soft leather. Looks like a pouch.
Are we good? Okay, so we
Yes,
have Mark Anthony Minichello here.
Practice brown. It has this zipper
Warrior
on it.
graduate
soft
2018,
leather.
standout
Yeah, it's in there.
wide receiver, defensive back,
daughter's.
all-state javelin champ last week. We wanted him up here because this is the last regular season scheduled game between the Myers Mohawks and the Wyoming Area Warriors. It's been a great rivalry over the years. We did do some research. The Warriors have won 24 out of 32 times, but even in those defeats for Myers, most of those games are within 14 points of each
You know
other.
what? I'm gonna bring
We've
her
had a lot
up
of
here.
a couple great coaches,
I'm not sure.
Coach Henzis, Coach Vaxmonsky, obviously Coach Marinka. Coach Marinka and Coach Gorham coached against each other for a long time. They had a nice rivalry. And your two uncles, Uncle AJ and Uncle Mike, they played here through their junior, and Uncle AJ was a sophomore, Uncle Mike was a junior. And Uncle AJ was starter, freshman, sophomore, great nose guard. Then they transferred to Myers, and they finished their career under Coach Gorham. And then your dad played his whole career under Coach Gorham, 4 years for Myers. Now, I thought he had a linebacker, but I went back and did the research. Fullback, and hey, Mark's dad, nose guard.
Nose guard.
5'11".
There you go.
195.
That's a stretch.
Leading.
I'll give him 5'6".
We call that dirt.
5'11".
Dirt. When you're a nose guard, you become dirt.
Yeah.
'Cause you're playing.
Back in those days, when they measured us for rosters, they said, get a hat,
Okay.
set it as high on top of your head as you can, and then they got the tape measure and they went up. Sometimes they added a couple inches.
Make
But
sure you have your cowboy boots on.
if you look at a program from the Myers Mohawks from 1984, 1985, your dad is listed 5'11", 195. So he was the leading tackler 2 years for the Myers Mohawks and all conference. Good hard-nosed football player. So what kind of things, and he played against his friends, Mr. Angeli, Mr. Melberger, Uncle Marvin. So what kind of things did he tell you about playing for the Myers Mohawks program over the years?
Well, he definitely said it was a real tough mentality at Myers. There was a lot of tough kids from the city, and that's how they played. They always had a chip on
They
their
always had
shoulder.
good teams, and GAR battles were battle. They were street battles.
The city championships.
So, but he definitely held his own as a nose guard, and I think he was a pretty effective fullback as well. So would there be any kind of good-natured banter? I think I did look up his senior year. The Warriors beat them 27-0.
Yeah.
So I'm sure your Uncle Marvin and PJ gave him some flack over that, but he was a tremendous competitor, no doubt. And you could, as Casey Stengel would say, you could look it up. The all-conference for 2 years, and so you have a strong connection to the Myers Mohawks program, no doubt. Is there Myers memorabilia in the house?
There is. There are
All right.
jerseys, jackets,
Nice.
footballs,
Nice. Very
trophies.
good. Very good.
Definitely.
So you definitely have a respect for Myers.
Yeah.
You didn't get to play them in your career.
I did not. I scrimmaged them a couple times,
scrimmaged?
but I never played
But
them.
I'm glad you could be here tonight. This would have been an exciting night for him, no doubt. I think he would have had a little bittersweet feelings, a little melancholy.
It would have been a win-win for him.
Yeah,
You know,
no doubt
to see
about
me
it.
come from Wyoming area, him himself coming
I'll
from
bet there would have
Myers.
been a huge party at your house. Myers graduates there, and they would have come over to his new home field in Wyoming area and saw the end of the program against the Wyoming area. So bittersweet, as Wyoming Valley Conference fans, hate to lose those teams like GAR, that rich history, Myers, that rich history, and then they're going to become the Wilkes-Barre Wolfpack. But things change, right?
Yeah.
You either stand still and get run over, or you change with the times. But definitely remember your dad and your Uncle AJ and your Uncle Michael from the Myers Mohawks. We're glad that the family relocated and we had you for 4 years.
Thank you.
And,
Right.
So talk about the things like, if you go back to your freshman year, you could not have anticipated all the things you went through, obviously, personally, but also from a health standpoint. What kind of things did you learn about yourself as an athlete coming through the 4 years in this program?
Football is a tough game. I think football, the way they treat it at Wyoming area, it's almost like a year-round sport. They expect you to be in and out of the weight room, so it's a long season. And then it's a long 4 years.
Okay.
So you really have to treat your body.
And had a
the right
serious
way.
injury, and that led you down a different path.
Yeah.
Right, so sometimes the door closes, another one opens. But I tell you what, you are one of my personal heroes.
Oh, thank
For
you.
even though you're 18 years old, for how you've overcome adversity and made the most of it. And Coach Carl and I, as long as we're here, we'll be looking for your stats, throwing the javelin at pen. We wish you the best, and we know you're going to go out and conquer the world. We made something for you here as a memento for the last Wyoming area Meyers game. Okay, it's a sideline field pass. There's your dad,
Cool.
22, and Uncle AJ against GAR. So hopefully you can throw this with the mementos, and this is from the last Wyoming area Meyers game ever.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll be a part of your
It'll
collection.
definitely be right up on the
All right.
shelf
Hey,
soon.
thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Best
for
of
having
luck.
me.
And
Thank
check
you.
in with us the rest of the season, especially the pitch.
Thank you.
I'm going to take this off you. You have a good time with your friends. Say hi to everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank you
Great
so
interview.
much.
Thanks. All right, everyone. We'll sign out, and we'll come back in for the second half.
Hey, Mike, you're free.